hippies. Women like think you know what I'm about. I'm not the stereotypes. They do not fit me.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Set, lady.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Zebra. Middle.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Check. Lucky.
32.
He's crazy. He's checking crazy.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Hey, Charlie.
Defense wins championships, baby. 56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike. Bring it.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to fire one deep over, and that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They will run with Grant. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Lady.
Check four.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford complete. It's Johnson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard.
Johnson. A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now Stafford. That's complete to his running back, Grant. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
First down.
Stafford going to come up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
21. Easy alert.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early in the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. This is Grant. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his second touchdown on the season, and the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Makes the score Lions 7, Eagles 0. Prater to kick off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a first and 10 at their own 26. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Nick Perry, the outside linebacker. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Wentz. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Tighten up. Alert! Check safety. Check safety.
Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And down he'll go at the 25. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ballgame. Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Lions 7, Eagles nothing.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They're not ready for this.
Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
It's just me and you.
Omaha, ready to move.
Me and you.
Check that, check that. Hey, give me a radar.
Check.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Set, 180.
Mike spot 4. Check back, check back.
Hey, easy.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stafford. He completes it to Nelson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Throwing on first is Wentz. Sanders has got it complete. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
At the 7-yard line.
Done. 280.
Who that?
What's up?
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
81.
Mike, 55. Check, 50. Watch the pass. Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55.
Sunday.
I smell fear.
What's up?
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And did he get in? No. They'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, 70!
Hey, Delta.
Now it's Stanford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Dante Pettis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now 14-0.
14. Eagles nothing. Prater to kick off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
You see me out here? That's right. We can't be stopped.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Ready. Down 20.
Check 56. Tackles.
53. Ready.
56.
Stafford. Caught by Nelson. Touchdown, Detroit. J.J. Nelson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wentz going to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Waiting.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot. Check 6 guys.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Here we go.
Mike, 55. Mike, 55.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. 55's Mike, guy. 55.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. I got you.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Watch twist.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Let's go.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get
Lefty.
To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and now it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Here's Wentz to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try to add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, 5-7.
Here's Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. But he will not make the first down marker, and that'll be a turnover on downs. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Another run here with Sanders. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here we go on fourth down with Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
That's it. 180. 56.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
49. Check 49. Check 49.
Check.
22. All right, here we go.
Tight go.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Oh, and now some space to operate. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
50. 280. Hey, 50.
Mark 56.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Stafford on first down. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Here we go. 280.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. He's checking.
Sunday. What's that?
Another run with Sanders. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Eagles 26-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Greystone, travel.
Throwing is Stafford. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
A first down carry here for Johnson. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Mike, 54.
Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike.
To throw is Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Matthew Stafford does it again. 5 touchdown passes as his guys continue to pour it on. Prater for the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. To throw again on second down. Wentz, he's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 59 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Mike, 55. Mike.
On first down, Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. On second and 12, Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. They'll run with Sanders. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'd be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This is third and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game.
55. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Wentz going to go on fourth down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Watch the run. Right there, 54, right there, right
59! Right here.
Stafford now to throw. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down now. It's Vaughn. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
56 to Mike.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Stafford. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Wentz now on first down. Open man, Arthega Whiteside. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Now a carry for Sanders. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
14, 82, 14. Hey, Alpha. Here we go.
Throwing his Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
I got you, son. I got you.
Big 20.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Detroit, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the calendar changed October didn't help as they dropped to 0-5 on the year. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an